Melisa. I want to introduce you to Melisa. She has a business called Maka Movement, and she's a fellow warrior mama and yoga teacher. And we're going to talk a little today about a digital, what I call a device detox, digital detox, whatever you want to call it, the benefits of it. Do you need it? Do you want to join us? That sort of thing. So, hi, Melisa. Thanks for
Hi,
joining.
Karen. I'm so glad I'm here. Thanks for
Yeah.
having
So,
me.
why don't you go ahead and describe in your words what a digital detox is and who needs it and what are some of the benefits?
So, a digital detox, it might sound super scary. I think a lot of people go, no, I can't possibly be without my phone because we've become so dependent on these things that we carry around with us all of the time. But what's happening is our nervous systems are getting programmed to be on alert all of the time. And if we have notifications that go off and just the constantly being on, um, zaps our energy. And I call it like getting glitchy. You just kind of start to go, and someone will say something to you, and it's like the reaction can be a lot stronger than what it would normally be. That
Mhm.
would be a good indication to say, oh, well, maybe it's the techno, maybe I need a digital detox.
Right.
Or if you're feeling more impatient, you're feeling really rushed, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling
Mhm.
like you can't focus.
Yeah.
Um, and you're having a hard time paying attention to doing something, or even if you notice that you sit down to eat dinner, whether it's by yourself or anybody with anyone else, and you instantly have the urge to pick up your phone, that would be an
Yeah.
indication that a digital detox would be a really nice thing because it helps to bring us back into balance. It's just about bringing it back in to go, wait a second, oh, wait, this is my life. This is
Yeah.
my life first, right? That all
Right.
of that stuff out there is secondary to this is my life that I'm going to live right now. And so
Right.
when we go on a digital detox, what it really is it doesn't have to mean going without a device. I love going without a device for a few days, but if your work requires it, or some people are like, I don't know where my kids are. What it what it would look like is designating certain times and spaces that you will not have technology. So it might be a certain space in your home. Okay, for these 4 days, there will be no cell phones or computers in the bedroom. There will be no cell phones or computers at the dining room table. And so, or in the kitchen, although I like to use recipes too for cooking, but um, you know, but you can print them out. I mean, it will take a little bit of planning where you go,
Hmm.
oh, this is my reading nook. This is now my new corner. That's what this space is going to be. And you're setting aside a little space that's your technology free space.
Yeah.
It might be a route. You go, you know what? I'm going to walk every night after dinner. I'm going to take a 15-minute walk without any technology.
Yeah.
And I think once people do it, even the first day, you'll notice, well, wait a second, I don't feel as edgy. I don't feel as
Mhm.
overwhelmed. I feel like I've got more balance. I have more connection with the people in my life.
Agree.
It's going back to, remember when we had phones that plugged into the wall? And I remember being a kid, and if I wanted privacy, I would have to stretch the cord out so that I could go in my bedroom and close the door with the cord there, to get a little bit
Right.
of privacy. It's reclaiming our lives back as our lives,
Yeah.
and that we're not going to be constantly on call responding to other people's demands and desires.
Totally agree. I think when we first started this discussion, and like I mentioned to you, I've been doing digital detoxes, I want to say 5 years. It could be a little bit more than that, I'm not sure. But and I do them seasonally. I do them 4 times a year, plus typically a bonus one at the holiday season. So spring, summer, fall, winter, and then holiday, because I just feel that better connection. I don't feel the distraction. I know one of the obstacles, and I do want to talk about this a little bit with you. For me, an obstacle as a business owner, and I know you're the same. Um, First of all, I think a lot of people experience this fear of missing out. But as a business owner, you feel compelled. Like if I'm not posting, I don't exist. So that's one of my obstacles. But I never feel like it's the benefits outweigh that. I mean, it definitely feels good and right to me, and I feel like more and more it's so important for people, um, to because I think like any addiction, you don't know until you try not to do it for a
Hmm.
little while, and you're like, oh wow, I really. And I think that's one of the first signs. Denial is like the first sign. Like people are like, oh no, I don't need to do this. Those are probably the people that need it the most, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that is, I think that, it's like almost the FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Like if we're not posting, that we're not being seen, and do we exist? And using that actually as a time to go, okay, wait, this is where I am. This is where I'm going to be. I am going to be MIA.
Yes. Yeah. So do you recommend, so for anybody who wants to join us, we're gonna do this. Melissa and I are both gonna do this next week. And again, we might replay this video. So this is gonna be a winter one. But again, maybe we'll do it summer, spring, summer, fall, winter, holiday, so we can reshare this video and give our tips. But I do think two things. One, you can, like you were just suggesting this, you make your own rules. So
Mhm,
I'm going to do me. My big thing
mhm,
is no social media. It brings me an incredible amount of joy when I do no social media for a little time. It's a little pressure when you're posting. Am I going
mhm.
to offend somebody? I'm going to say everything right. You just, it's like another thing to add to your to do list. That's aside from the scrolling, the
Yeah.
mindless scrolling and the waste of time. We talked about peace and productivity. I do think that those are two words that really describe, you will feel more peace most likely, and you're definitely going to be more productive. Maybe you go do some volunteer work with your spare time, or you detox your house, or you do something that's allowing you to feel more productive in your everyday life. Do you do a announcement before you do a digital detox? Do you post hey, I'm checking out? Is that what you do?
No, no, the only thing I've done is put a little thing on my email that says, the vacation alert. I'm doing a
Yeah.
digital detox. I won't respond. But this time I am going to be making an announcement because
Okay.
we want people to join us. I would love for other people to take it to make it part of a challenge for them of
Yeah.
what could I do to regain a part of my life back. And again, it doesn't have to be big and scary. It can be, okay, I'm going to set it. There will be no technology in the bedroom for these 4 days. There will be no technology at the dining room table for these 4 days. Or, or maybe it's the 2 hours in the morning and the 2 hours at night without technology. It,
I
it
love
doesn't
that.
have to be as big, so you can work in a stage that's going to feel like it will work for you because we, needs to be successful. I want you to feel amazing going, oh, wait a second. I actually went for a walk and I didn't take my phone with me. Or I
Hmm.
went and had coffee with a friend and I didn't take my phone with me.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
I went to bed
One of the
and I
things
didn't take my phone
I
with me.
I typically do an announcement. So before all of my digital detoxes, I announce that I'm off of social media. And that, I just feel like that helps to hold me accountable. And then if people are trying to
Mm,
find me and they message me on Facebook or Instagram or something, they understand that I'm not getting back to you.
yeah.
So find another way to get in touch with me if you really need to. And so I feel compelled to do that, but I guess it's not a mandatory thing, right? And I think that's smart to do the email. Like if one of the things you're going to be, I never post when I'm on vacations too. I just think that it's really important for relationships, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so here's a couple of the benefits that I wrote down with a quick Google search. Reduce stress and overwhelm that you just said, sleep better, and quality sleep enhances all health, by the way, in case you didn't know. Improve your mood and decrease depression, improve relationships and connection, like you just said. Eye strain is a big one. So, blue
Oh,
light, as we
huge.
know, is not good for our eyes, but also just scrolling is not great. So if you have eye issues or headaches or something like that, and then free time. So it does free up time. So the mindless scrolling, maybe you take on a hobby that you used to enjoy, or like I said, just maybe some volunteer work, or maybe just some more time in nature, or like you said, coffee with a friend or something without your scrolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grab some books. It would be a good time to go to the library or to just,
Yes.
we all have those books that are sitting there that you buy going, I know what you want to read them, but you don't have the time to get to them. So you
Hmm.
could just set those, set one on the couch,
Yeah.
set where the remote used to be, set one
Yeah.
on your bedside table, and go, this is what I'm going to do because you want to feel good about what you're doing with the time. And what I find when
Hmm.
we unplug is that it introduces us to who we are. We actually get a chance to discover or to rediscover what it is that we love that sparks us. And that's
Hmm.
something that people there's apathy. Like we've
Hmm.
almost lost touch with what is it that we really truly love.
It's true, and I think that in part comes with the age that I'm at. I know for sure you it's sort of like the empty nest, and who am I, and what just happened for the last 20 years was people are raising kids and have their heads in their work and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So it does free up, and I do think that cell phone scrolling or whatever is just a distraction. It's a way. It's just, again, any other addiction, alcohol, drugs, is to take you away from feeling what you need to be feeling,
Mhm.
to your point, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, we would love to invite everyone to join us. I think more and more this is becoming more and more important in our world. And so hop in, join
Mhm.
us. You can set your own dates. We're going to do, again, for this one, because we might replay in the future, but for this winter one, it's what, February 24th through the 28th
Yes.
for this particular one. But again, if we replay this, we'll do one in the spring, summer, fall, and you can follow Melisa. What's your social media?
Maca Movement. I have Maca Movement on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok, The Healthy Human Project.
Oh, the
And I think
Healthy Human
The
Project, right?
Healthy Human
And
Project. Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I You mentioned about adding it to maybe your curriculum or something at your yoga teacher training, or so.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm adding it to the yoga teacher training, and I'm creating some courses for the Healthy Human Project. It's my mission to help inspire and educate people to make small little decisions that will have big long-term health benefits on their health and well-being for themselves and for their families. And so when we look at it's looking at it's looking at human beings as a body having a body. We have this body, how to take care of it, how to run it, what does it need, and having a good relationship with our body, as well as understanding our mind and what the mind is, and allowing having techniques and tools to be able to quiet the busyness of the mind so that we can then to meet our soul. Yeah, so and spirituality and our soul is a big part of the Healthy Human Project, and how when we have soul food, when we nurture our, and that's the other beautiful thing about a detox, a technology detox, is that we get a chance to meet our souls, and we can only do that when we're in quiet and stillness. We can't do that when we're being bombarded by stimulus. So it's
So true.
building this relationship with our soul and understanding that we are a soul, and then also looking at our energy and as electromagnetic beings, understanding, oh, my thoughts actually create the state of being that I am, and my state of being sends off a frequency which then interacts with every other frequency that's out there. And so when we're ending up with experiences in our life that we don't like, that we don't want to keep cycling through, it's understanding that it's actually like an electromagnetic thing, like we're sending out these waves. So being
Hmm.
able to understand what is our energy, how can I repair some of the holes, and it's about pulling it in as well as being expansive at the same time. um,
Right.
so we start to pull our energy inward. A technology detox allows us to do that, where we're bringing
Hmm.
our focus back to ourselves,
You
and then
free.
understanding
Yeah.
our
It's just, yeah,
interconnectedness
it's
with
freeing up
everything.
energy. I remember hearing it once, um, that we are both receivers, like you just described this, and receivers and transmitters. And we are, it's like a radio or anything else in our frequency. And not to even go into the topic, we won't have enough time for this particular conversation to go into EMFs and being bombarded with all of that. But this is an opportunity to also hopefully detox from extra electromagnetic frequency that our bodies are being bombarded by because we're carrying these objects around with us all the time. So, again, another topic for another day. But so this detox is really for everyone, for kids to senior
Mhm.
citizens.
Yep.
um, and it's an opportunity to connect, like Melissa was just saying, deeper with yourself, but also with other people, and just free up your life in ways that just give you the opportunity to delve in a little bit deeper to some other areas that might need some uncovering. So we said we wanted to keep it to about 15 minutes, and we're there. Do you have anything
Yes.
else you want to add?
I would say that if this is your first digital detox, to kind of keep it simple so you don't get overwhelmed. There might be, you might, if you find yourself saying, oh my gosh, I just wasted 2 hours scrolling social media, then social media might be, the phone, that might be your thing. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I just wasted 2 hours doing Netflix, marathons or weekends, doing, something, then focus on that. It doesn't need to be all of it and all
Mhm.
inclusive, but designate a little time and a little space that you will be technology free. It
Mhm.
might be an hour a day, it might be, if it can be longer, that's great. But if you could even do an hour a day where there will be no technology, and then you're evaluating, how do you feel? Pay attention to, oh, what's different? Do I notice,
Mhm.
as my heart rate gone down? Do I feel less anxious? Do I
Yeah,
feel better? Um, and really honoring that.
perfect.
So I hope you join us. I hope everyone joins us in
I
some
hope
way, because
everyone
we would
does
love to
too.
hear about what your challenge is going to be and what you're committing to.
Yes. So maybe, on Instagram, I'm Flexible Warrior. Melissa just said Maca Movement for
Naka movement.
hers. So maybe if you are going to join us, tag us. Like maybe, like we suggested earlier, do a little post to say, I'm doing a digital detox. I'm going to be off of social media if that's your thing. Like Melissa just was mentioning, everybody can make their own rules. So don't feel like confined to what I'm going to do or Melissa's going to do. You do you. And that's what's going to make it most successful because it's meaningful to you. So, but
Yes.
tag us if you are going to step off of social media and let us know if you're joining us. So,
Please.
thank you, Melissa. I'm really looking forward to
Absolutely.
this. And,
Me too.
hopefully this is just the beginning of,
Yes.
we'll do it on repeat, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Quarterly is
Thanks.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks, Karen.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah. Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Okay. Bye.
See you
Take care. Thanks.
soon. Okay.